welcome to your snack sandwich. Today we're going to take a look at SPERAX, which is the protocol that produces the USDS, the first AutoYield stablecoin. So this is kind of interesting. When I first looked at the docs, it sounded a lot like Frax. However, it's basically Frax with this AutoYield built into it. So it's kind of like a rebasing token, okay? I will talk more about the AutoYield when I go to this tab over here, AutoYield and so forth. I came across this by this video here. I was doing the research on Plutus DAO, and I noticed that Plutus DAO has partnered with SPERAX as well as Dopex and Jones DAO. Now, Dopex and Jones DAO are pretty serious protocols about options tradings, so I found it interesting that they would also be trying to build up governance power for this SPERAX token. So I decided to take a deep look at it and look at everything inside the docs and so forth. So over to the app. I'm going to use the app to kind of explain things and just go through the different tabs and talk a little bit about each thing. So first thing we have here is the mint and redeem. So you can mint or redeem your USD. So the protocol always considers USDS worth $1. So if you bring $1 of, so it basically, if you bring $1 worth of tokens, you will get $1 worth 1 USDS. And if you bring 1 USDS, then you will redeem the 1 USD for $1 worth of these tokens. Now, there is a fee, of course, so it's not 100%. So if you're an arbitrar, so I guess I can show you. Oh wait, it did show up, right? So if I put 1 here, then you can see that there is a small fee, and this will be important when I start talking about the SPA token and the staking rewards for those. So anyhow, so there is a small fee, so the arbiters will have to keep that into the calculations. But basically the idea of these mint and redeem, users can do it too, right? Like you don't have to be an arbiter to do this, but arbiters are going to use this. So if you think about it this way, let's say USDS is below peg, so it's at a discount, then the arbiters will buy it from the liquidity pool. So pay, let's say 90 cents for one of these, and then redeem it for $1 worth of tokens. And then the opposite is true as well. If it's above peg, then they will mint them and sell them for USD. So this is how they maintain the peg through this mint and redeem function that is set up here. Okay. Now, the next thing that makes this token pretty special, if I go to analytics, you can see that the collateral is both USDC and USDT, whereas Frax is just USDC. So they're accepting both of these tokens as collateral for minting this token. And currently, it does say here that it is 100% collateralized. That's not exactly right, because as you can see, it is like 99.97%, and a tiny percentage of this SPA token is still needed to mint it. But for the most part, it's 100% collateralized with USDC and USDT. Now, what makes this special is they take this collateralized USDC and USDT and they send it out into DeFi to bring back some money. So far they've brought back $30,000 worth of stablecoins from, producing yield somewhere. Now, I did ask where do they get this yield, and they say, oh, this is not available right now on the UX, but you can see that they have brought this much back. And if you go down to here, you can see each week how much they brought back from these yield sources. And basically what they do with this is they take this yield, where the $5,000 worth of yield, and they buy the USDS and then they burn them. So through this burning mechanism, they actually rebase that. So the burn is kind of like a disperse rebase to everybody who holds tokens, right? So it's a rebasing auto-yielding token. So your balance will go up all of the time as long as you hold it in your wallet. But that's kind of a tax nightmare, right? So what I suggest you to do is take a look at the farm, right? So there are various farm opportunities out on this protocol. There is the Uniswap version 3 USDC versus USDS, right? And then there's also this saddle pool here. Now these are very nice. This UI is very clean and crisp. I like it. So if you are to put your USDS in here with USDC, then your rebase will go into the liquidity pool token and increase the value of the liquidity pool token. So then it's not a taxable event, I guess. I'm not sure if it would be either anyways, but this is definitely not a taxable event because it's just you're holding these LP tokens and then they're going up in value and so forth, and you would have to close them in order to be a taxable event. However, if you have these LP tokens, you don't want to hold these either because there are farming opportunities. You can stake them for some APY in the governance SPA token. Now, the SPA, this UI is very good, like I said. Like if you just put it in with no lockup, you'll get 15%. If you lock it for 7 days, you get 16%, and 30 days, 18, and on and on and on, right? But the farm ends in 43 days, so you wouldn't be able to lock it for 90 days because the farm ends in 43 days. But you can lock it for 30 days and get 18%. Now, as you can see, I am testing this a little bit with a small amount of money. And I can clearly see that I'm going to get this many rewards after 29 days. So, and when I did lock this, it actually told me the dollar value of this at the current price of spot tokens. So I was able to distinguish whether or not, if I put $1,900 in here, which I did, how much would I get in US dollars at the end of the 30 days. And as I clicked through those buttons, it showed me. So the UI is very crisp, it's very clean, and I like this. Now, on top of these SPA rewards, there are, of course, Uniswap version 3 trading fees, which will be added in here as well, and so forth. And you can go back and you can look at the previous Uniswap pools, and you can see that they were also going and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing them actually adding these Uniswap version 3 fee earning and so forth in here as well. So now, as when you do come time to claim your SPA rewards, what can you do with these? That goes to staking. So you would go to stake, and it says stake SPA tokens, but it's more like lock because they are VE locking, right? So you can lock them for 1 month, 1 year, 4 years, or some custom date. And just like all VE tokens, you get 1-to-1 for 4 years. So if you lock one SPA for 4 years, you get one VE SPA. And if you lock one SPA for 2 years, you get half a VE SPA and so forth. And then as time progresses, these VE SPA degrade linearly, right? Now, these VE SPA, when you stake the VE SPA, well, when you lock in or you stake in here, because these are non-transferable tokens, so you don't actually have to stake the VE SPA, you just hold it, right? But you will be able to claim tokens basically through this. So what are the sources of yield for the staking rewards? So 100% of the fees generated by the protocol. So that's this minting fee, right? This minting and redeeming fee. So all of these are collected up, and this USDS is used to buy the spot token and enhance the APY of the stakers. Half of the yield generated by the deployed collateral. So that's this AutoYield. So half of it goes to the stablecoin as that rebasing burning type thing, which is explained all here quite clear. And then the other half goes to the people who have staked their SPA tokens. And then there is this incentivized sponsoring, bootstrapping, blah, blah, blah. And that's basically here. So every day they basically distribute 54,000 SPA tokens to all of the stakers pro rata. So the more people who stake, then the lower this will affect the APY and so forth, right? Now, that pretty much covers what this thing is. If you really want to get in deep, you can go and check like the math and so forth for like how they decide the collateralization versus the algorithmic stabilization. And what that basically means is how do they decide if they should be like all collateralized with stable coins, or if they should have some sort of like collateral ratio of some SPA tokens in there as well. Now they do say here that it's 100%. However, the mint asks me for a small percentage, so I'm not sure why there's this little variation, but it's not significant at any point. But you can come here and check like that. Mathematics will decide like when this is safe enough to start adding some SPA into this here. And I believe SPERAX has been 80-20 for quite some time now. I'm not sure how long they have been, if they fluctuate very much, but I do believe it's around 80-20 for quite some time. However, SPERAX has billions of dollars, and this is currently sitting at, I think, 16 million or something like that. Total value locked about 16 to 17 million. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Okay, so if you have more questions and you want to know more, I would suggest you come to check out their Discord. They seem to be pretty helpful. The community jumps in and answers questions for you when you have questions. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.